Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's MCKOOKIE. Hope you all are doing well. So this video is going to be my final review of Black Ops Cold War. As of right now, I'm on the West Coast and it's 6 o'clock, which means the game will be going live in about 3 hours. It's going to be playable for everybody at 9 p.m. I know a bunch of streamers have been playing it since late last night. I guess the embargo opened up for them early. But this is going to be a no-nonsense, no Activision shilling, just 100% honest review of the game and the gameplay I have for you guys in the background. It'll probably be some Dirty Bomb gameplay from the beta, and the reason why you're not going to be seeing Cold War actual full game gameplay on my channel anytime soon is because I did not like the game at all, and I wanted to go over that real quick in this video. And I don't want to spend too much time because I've already touched on the same subjects over and over again in previous videos, but unfortunately not much has changed. And what happened was I ended up canceling my pre-order about a month ago, and I'll probably put that money towards Cyberpunk 2077. If that ever comes out, that game keeps getting delayed, unfortunately. If not, maybe I'll pick up Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But my point is, I am not getting Black Ops Cold War at launch, and I have some very strong reasons and feelings for doing so, and I wanted to go over that. So without wasting any more time, basically, I think the game at its core is fundamentally flawed past the point where a few months of patches is going to be able to fix that. And I don't want to bash Treyarch in this video, and I want to make it very clear. Treyarch was dealt a very bad hand in developing this game. Sledgehammer, the worst Call of Duty developer of all time, they made the garbage Advanced Warfare, they made really crappy Call of Duty World War II. They are behind the worst games in the franchise, right? And they started Black Ops Cold War. Then they got fired. I don't know why they didn't get fired after Advanced Warfare, but anyway, they got fired. And then Treyarch had to jump in and take over with a year less to develop, and then on top of that, they got hit with the whole COVID situation, pandemic. So, that being said, this is not bashing Treyarch. I think Treyarch, by far, is one of the best first-person shooter developers on the planet. I think Black Ops 2 is probably going to be the best PvP multiplayer first-person shooter experience I will ever play in my life. That is the greatest Call of Duty, hands down. I love Black Ops 2. Black Ops 1 introduced zombies, and I think of all the things that were ever added to the franchise, I think Score Streaks is probably going to be the best addition to the franchise of all time. So I love Treyarch. This is not a video coming out and attacking Treyarch. I think Treyarch is freaking amazing as a developer. They were dealt a short hand, and I'm reviewing the game that they put out. So, Cold War itself, back to the game. Like I said, it's got fundamental flaws that I don't think a few months of patches are going to be fixed. That being said, I think the stuff that I'm about to address can be fixed maybe 5-6 months down the road, maybe like around summer. I think maybe you're going to have a more playable game. The good news is, Cold War coming out is going to add a lot of nice content to Warzone, which I think Warzone is probably the most fun I've ever enjoyed as far as Call of Duty goes since Black Ops 3. And Black Ops 3 happens to be the last Call of Duty that I got at launch and the last Call of Duty that I was genuinely excited for to come out. I got Black Ops 4 a little bit after launch. I got Modern Warfare like almost 8 months into its life cycle, and that was just to get some camos to use in Warzone. So, with Cold War, my biggest issues are the skill-based matchmaking, first of all, is way too strong. It's a beta. There would be no reason I should be sweating my ass off. Every single game I have to use the tryhard, Milano class. The whole point of a beta is to chill, try out some new things, try out maybe a sniper rifle, get a feel for the shotguns, get a feel for different things. I felt like every game I ended up having to switch back to the gun that I was the most comfortable with, and that's because the lobbies are ultra sweaty. Everybody's drop shotting, everybody's sliding, everybody's drop shotting, and it gets old really fast when you just want to chill. And the problem is when this game comes out, it's going to have the same skill-based matchmaking, and those people who just want to, chill and grind some camos, maybe go for whatever the master camo or Damascus camo of the game is, they're going to be using really bad guns with really bad attachments, but skill-based matchmaking is going to keep putting you against the best players at your skill level using the most efficient and try-hard attachments. So like Modern Warfare had the same problem. You're trying to get, riot shield kills and riot shield challenges for Damascus. You're going against like MP5, Kilo, Graw, Sweaties, M4, Sweaties every game, and it's just not fun. Like, I don't know, playing against Sweats is not fun. Call of Duty is a casual game. I've said it once and I've said it again. I think skill-based matchmaking needs to go, or it needs to be detuned quite a bit. Warzone has a similar issue, where if you're playing with friends that are more casual and they get into some of the lobbies against people that are more at your try-hard level, it's just not fun for anybody. Skill-based matchmaking needs to go. That's my main concern about the game. Some other big problems, the maps are terrible, and now that I'm hearing that the full game, and I'm going to mention the full game as well, because I haven't played the full game, but there's enough details about it that have kind of cemented my opinions about this game to do a finalized review as well. There's only 8 maps at launch, which is ridiculous. Like, that's the least amount of content we've ever had. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Modern Warfare 2 came out with like a dozen maps at launch, and that was in 2009. Didn't Modern Warfare 2 have like a dozen maps or more? So I don't know what's going on with that. Like, 8 maps, that means we've already played, what, like most of them except for 2? During the alpha and the beta. So that's kind of ridiculous. We already have a lack of content. I'm hearing the campaign is only 3 hours long. I mean, Call of Duty campaigns have always been notorious for being, you know, super short and whatnot, like 5, 6 hours, maybe 7. But 3 hours? Are you kidding? That's not a campaign. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. So, I don't know. Like, the campaign is super short. That's a big negative. Zombies, I can't vouch for zombies. I'm not a zombies guy. In this review, I'm trying to stick to multiplayer as a core because I feel like that's the main reason people are going to be getting this game is to get their multiplayer fix. But the same issues that were in Modern Warfare, the campingness, they're also in this game, just in different ways. Another big issue that I had with Cold War is the hit detection and the gunfights feel just super inconsistent. They don't feel good. It feels like if you try and manually aim on people, you lose gunfights, but if you kind of just lay yourself gently on the sticks and let the aim assist do the work for you, it's easier to get kills. It's really awkward. I've been hearing that too. Like, if you fight the aim assist and you try and actually aim the guns for yourself, the guns screw you over. They pull all off target and stuff. It's like you're constantly fighting the aim assist. Up close, it feels like there's very little sticky aim or aim assist, but, you know, at medium range, your guns will pull on enemies through walls. I find it very strange that both teams will have people from the same faction, so there could be like a woods on your team and then an enemy woods, and then you end up like getting killed because you're accidentally shooting your teammate and then the enemy lights you up, or you let up on shooting an enemy because you thought they were a teammate and then they light you up and kill you. The colors are very hard to see stuff. I don't have the best vision in the world, and even with contacts and glasses, I had a hard time seeing people in this game. My favorite playing map was Cartel, but it had a lot of bushes and stuff where people just blended in, especially if they have like any brown colored clothes, they just blend right into Cartel. So it's like, you know, Miami is still hard to see people in. It's very hard to track people in. The maps, like I just said, they're my bad, I'm going all over the place. I don't have a script for this. I'm just kind of rapid firing stuff from what I remembered not enjoying of the beta. The maps did not play well at all, and now that I'm hearing there's only 8 of them, that means there's only 2 or 3 left that we haven't played that may or may not be fun. So the maps, I don't know what happened. They feel like they're more like Modern Warfare 2019 maps than genuine Treyarch maps. I think one of the reasons why Black Ops 2 was my favorite Call of Duty in the entire franchise was because of how good the maps were. Maps like Raid, Plaza, Yemen, Overflow, they all had really good flow. They had really good lanes of traffic. You know, if you had somebody camping one lane with like an LMG or something, you could flank and you could go down the middle. You had options, you know. But now with the current maps in Modern Warfare 2019 and carrying over to Cold War, there's way too many flank routes. Like, if you're trying to capture B flag, it's way too much. Like, even if you're trying to cap a flag with a teammate, both of you can't cover the 6 different angles. Before it used to be like, hey, let's get a flag, I'll cover the front, you cover the back. Now it's like, okay, we need like eyes out of the back of our heads on both sides to be able to cap flags and stuff. The movement system is annoying. I feel like jump shotting is way too strong in both Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War. The reason why I'm going to keep bringing up the previous Call of Duty is because the whole point of a new Call of Duty, I would hope, is to correct some of the mistakes and shortcomings of the Call of Duty that came before it. I mean, why else are you going to make a Call of Duty game come out every year? Oh, wait, that's right, for money. Never mind, sorry, my bad. I'm making too much sense again. But anyway, I digress. The maps just played like shit in the beta. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They were just bad. The only one I enjoyed was Cartel. The Dirty Bomb maps, aka Ghetto Plunder maps, they played alright. I guess they were fine. Like, kind of weird. The game mode has potential. The kill streaks kind of ruin it, but it was some of the most fun I had in the beta, and I'm really stretching that word out quite a bit. But So far, we have skill-based matchmaking being way too strong, bad maps. The hit detection is very inconsistent. I feel like there's too much health, but at the same time, you still insta-die. It's hard to see people, so it makes gunfights very unpleasant. I mean, in Call of Duties, I feel like the game is as good as how the guns feel. Treyarch has always had more tic-tac feeling guns, but the gunfights always feel, for the most part, they feel consistent and they feel fair. Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1 through 4, they all felt consistent. You kind of know what to expect. But from gunfight to gunfight, like sometimes my Milano SMG would insta-kill people, and other times it would get a ton of hit markers. The guy would turn around and then 180 kill me in the face with his AK or something. Like, it was not fun. It was not pleasant. And the guns sound and feel really bad coming off of Modern Warfare 2019, which was probably the biggest strength, was the whole, the sound, the feeling, the animations of the guns in that game is amazing. I think that game has the best feeling guns in the entire franchise so far, which is partly why I feel Warzone feels so good to play, it feels so good to use all the different guns that are in that game just because they're so satisfying to use. They look cool, they sound cool, the smoke comes out of the barrel. Little details like that go a long way in games, in my opinion. But Cold War doesn't have any of that. It's just an empty game. And honestly, at the end of the day, like, what I'm trying to say, long story short, is it just doesn't play well. You have bad maps, bad hit detection. I've taken so long to mention in this video, but the score streak system is just a doozy. It's just not good. You need to go back to making it so people care when they're on a kill streak. Kill streaks are rewarding because you persisted death many times over and over again. You felt like a badass doing it, and now you're calling in this crazy strong streak. In the beta, it felt like the high kill streaks, and I know they've addressed this, but I doubt it's going to play as good as the older score streak system. People were spamming UAVs, and then it got to the point where everybody was trying to call in their artillery strike at the same time. They couldn't because the airspace was crowded, because, what a surprise, everybody gets their streaks through death, so everybody's trying to call their streaks in at the same time. That's another fundamental problem, and it's kind of like when they do stuff like that people didn't ask for, changes like that people didn't ask for, like Modern Warfare did the same thing when they changed how the radar works, where if you fired an unsilenced gun, you still wouldn't show up on the radar. Nobody asked for that. Like, as soon as they announced that in Modern Warfare, I'm like, oh great, people are going to camp. And guess what happened? People camp. It's very easy to tell when they change stuff. Anybody who's played the game, they could just call out how it's going to play. And I'm like, okay, great. You shoot an unsuppressed weapon on the radar, and you don't show up, people are going to camp. In Warzone, the radar works correctly. When you fire an unsilenced gun in Warzone, you show up on the radar, which is why there's a huge monolithic suppressor meta, which is kind of annoying. But, I mean, it's consistent. It makes sense. The point of a silencer is to keep you off the radar. Same thing in this game. They changed the radar in Modern Warfare 2019. Nobody asked for it. They added doors. Nobody asked for that. Both led to camping. In this game, fast forward to Black Ops Cold War, they changed the whole score streak system. Nobody asked for that. It's like Call of Duty has the perfect recipe for a batch of cookies, and they just keep throwing onions in there. Like, they got the perfect recipe to make some chocolate chip cookies, and they just keep throwing onions in there. The onions being, a goofy backwards radar or a score streak system that nobody asked for. Just keep it simple, do what works, and change what doesn't. And I don't know how they keep messing up, but this game, end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, it just wasn't fun for me, which is why I will not be getting it at launch, and which is why I probably won't be getting it until, probably, I don't know, maybe summertime when it's on sale, and that will just be because I want to get some camos or work on some guns to use in Warzone, which I feel like is the main point of Call of Duty right now. I think Call of Duty multiplayer is officially dead. I think Modern Warfare is up next year, and they're already talking about doing like Modern Warfare 4 or whatever. I don't know about any of that, but what I'm trying to say is multiplayer is dead. If you're on the fence about getting this game, I personally really didn't enjoy it. I would say give it a few weeks, let them come out with some patches, let them add more maps, let them add fun maps, let them actually add content to the game before you get this. I think Warzone is free. Warzone is free, and I think it's a much more fun, much better, much more well-rounded package. You could still play Plunder for free if there's guns that you happen to like from Cold War that they're going to end up adding. The only thing that I liked from this beta was people were camping slightly less, and the field of view. Honestly, the field of view slider for me, that was the only thing. If I could take one thing from this beta and Cold War in general and apply it to Warzone, it would just be field of view slider. If I could get like a 115 field of view, on console right now for Warzone, I'm set. And then Cold War and the guns were cool. Bring on the guns. Bring the guns over to Warzone. I'd like to see the Kilo Schmagilo MP5 meta shaken up. But as far as my review for Black Ops Cold War, I think it is easily the worst Call of Duty ever made. I wouldn't touch it if I were you. I think it's worse than Advanced Warfare. I think it's worse than Infinite Warfare. I think it's worse than like the low times of Modern Warfare 3. It's just bad, guys. And that's all I have to say. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and sub for more, and I will catch y'all later. Cold War is here. Good luck if you're getting it. MCKOOKIE out.